Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jazzy. So, last month I did a whole bunch of vulnerable videos about weight gain and just like my history with weight. And this month, did I say last week? I meant last month. I don't know if I said that last month. I probably did. But this month, I want to do more like relationship topics, so I might fluctuate here and there, but I would like to kind of have more relationship conversations with you guys because I just remember before I met Dominic struggling so much in that department. I just really want to help you guys find the right person, and especially if you're with the wrong person. Because I have been there. I have been the girl sitting waiting for their boyfriend to call them. I've been the girl sitting waiting for their boyfriend to show up for Valentine's Day and waiting for their boyfriend to even acknowledge that it's Valentine's Day. I mean, I have been the girl in all sorts of situations. I have dated the losers many a times, and now obviously I'm extremely blessed and lucky to be with the person that I'm with now, but that wasn't without a lot of trial and error prior to meeting him. So I just kind of wanted to guide you guys in a sense. I don't even know if I want to say guide you guys because I know none of you are probably going to listen to me right away, but I want to be a friend, and I know how much you need those in those types of situations. And I actually have a friend who I'm really close with, and she always tells me that like it's really nice to talk to me about these types of things because I can relate, and like I've surpassed those types of relationships, and so it's nice to have somebody that can relate to the things you're going through so you don't feel so alone in them. So this video in particular is how to know you're with the wrong person. So this is hard because even though sometimes you already know you're with the wrong person, like it's still hard to break free of them and to like break that need of wanting to be with somebody. You don't really want to like lose them. You don't want to have to build a connection with somebody else. I totally get all of that, you guys. 100%, I get it. But with that being said, like, you are opening yourself up to actually meeting someone else if you aren't with that person anymore. And if you're having, that's like the first tip, honestly. If you're having that thought of, am I with the wrong person? You're probably with the wrong person. I don't know. Like, I've never had that thought about Dominic. If anything, I've thought, is he with the right person? Because he's so amazing. And, like, he's so great that I just can't believe that I am so lucky to be with somebody like that. So if you're not thinking that way, like, and you're thinking like, am I with the right person? He doesn't really do this right. He doesn't really treat me right. He doesn't really show up for me. Like, there's obviously a lot of exceptions to the rules. But you guys, like, don't think you are an exception to the rule. Like, no offense or anything, but not everybody is the exception to the rule. And you'll realize once you're out of that shitty relationship that you had so much more to look forward to than you realized while you were in it. So anyway, I did get a little bit off topic there, but we're getting right back on, you guys. The people that are watching this video, you probably have a lot of feelings involved in your partner. And honestly, the people that looked this video up specifically, like, you already kind of know your answer. You're with the wrong person. But I am going to give you tips on how to realize he's the wrong person, because I know sometimes we still tell ourselves he's the right person. So stop looking for good enough and start looking for qualities that you could see for the rest of your life in your significant other, that you want in your significant other for the rest of your life. Picture you 5 years from now. Do you see the type of person that he is being the type of person that you would want to be with? And not just the little qualities. So I know a lot of times it's really easy to say like, oh, he's really good with this, but like he's kind of shitty in the other department, but it's fine because he's so good with this. Like, no. You don't have to settle. We don't have to settle for the person that we're going to be with for the rest of our lives. There is going to be someone out there that not only will pay for your meal, but not saying that like that he has to pay for your meal or she has to pay for your meal. It doesn't have to happen. But I know in a lot of situations, at least when it pertains to my friends, a lot of times their boyfriends are shitty in general, but they like buy them stuff. And so they're like, well, he showed up to the date 2 hours late, but he paid for dinner. So like that, it kind of evens out. No, you could have worked for that 2 hours and paid for your own damn dinner. You don't need his money. You need his time, and he clearly did not respect yours. And so just take a look at that and And if he does respect your time, then maybe you are with the right person. But I know, at least for me in the past, a lot of times, like, the biggest red flag when it comes to a guy is him not respecting your time. Not respecting that you also have shit to do. And he is taking up your time. You're waiting around for him all the time. This is one that really, really made me find Dominic, honestly. And it was to take a good look at what you want in your future. Do you want children? Do you want to travel? Do you want to be settled in a home? Do you want a lot of dogs? Not saying that like that's a non-negotiable. Like, if they don't want dogs, you can't be with them. But especially the kids one. If you want kids, look at your partner and take a good look and try and figure out, would they make a good dad? Really? How do they treat you? And remember that they're not just going to miraculously change and start treating your kids better than they treat you. They're going to treat your kids the same way that they treat you. So they're showing you already how they will be as a parent. And that was the biggest quality about Dominic that I fell madly in love with. You guys don't know, but Dominic is my fiance. But I knew he would be a good dad. He is going to be an amazing dad. He may not think so. And a lot of times we second guess it when it comes to our own, ourselves. I mean, I'm sure we've all a million times said, I don't know, would I be a good mom? But at the end of the day, you need to know that your partner is going to be a good parent to your kids if you're going to have them one day. And if you're looking for like a long-term thing and you're hanging around with these, the other term for douchebags, they're not going to be a good parent to your kids. They still have some growing up to do, but nobody changes at their core. So at their core, when you look at this person, do you think that he's going to make a good parent? I have been in relationships in the past where I thought that they would, honestly, and I thought I liked certain qualities about them. Like, I had one boyfriend who never got angry, ever. And, like, I thought that, obviously I was looking for somebody that would make a good parent. And I thought that that would be a good thing. Like, he's always level-headed, never yells. I would love for my kid to see that and to grow up in a family that doesn't yell at each other. But when I really thought about how he was going to be as a parent, was he going to be able to reprimand our kid? Or was he going to be able to teach our kids certain things without... It was actually a lack of care when I really thought about how level-headed he was. It was just really he didn't care enough. So he never got heated. And Dominic, he's a freaking firecracker. Like, he gets heated over everything. And that's going to be something we can tame and work with. But I know that when we have kids, he is going to be so passionate about raising good kids, like kids to be good adults. And that's what you need in your partner. You need somebody that will be a partner. That's another tip. I didn't even write this one down. But that's another tip. You need somebody that is your partner. Not just, oh, he looks good on paper. Or, oh, we're going to spend the rest of our lives being financially separate. I don't know. I know a lot of couples that do that. But you will find somebody that would be you could trust when it comes to your finances and stuff as well. Like, a partnership is a big deal, you guys. It's a big deal. And you don't want to have somebody that you can't lean on when you're hurting. The amount of times that I have been out of a job or Dominic has been out of a job and we've had to lean on each other. Imagine the partner that you are with right now. Imagine him losing his job or you losing yours. Can you rely on him? So the next tip is make sure you aren't selling yourself short just because he is. I actually just heard my neighbors having a fight the other day, and her husband, or not husband actually, her boyfriend said right to her, I heard him, I mean, they were pretty loud, I wasn't eavesdropping, but he said right to her, you're not ready to be a wife. And I'm sorry, but you're not going to tell me what I'm ready to do. So he was selling her short. He doesn't get to say if she's ready to be a wife. And honestly, what does that even mean? Truthfully, that's a whole other topic that I'm sure I'll talk about at some point. The more that somebody tells you something, the more you are going to start to believe them. At the first time, it may not sound like much in the beginning. In the beginning, you may just be like, well, he's wrong. Like, it is what it is. But the more he says, you're not going to be a good wife. You're not ready to be a wife. You're not ready to have kids. You're not worthy of that job. You aren't good enough for that gig. You can't do it. You can't set your mind to that. You don't have the drive for that. You don't have the emotional stability to be doing that. You don't have the finances for that. Like, it's like freaking A. Like you can only listen to like you don't so many times before you really believe it, you guys. Like, you really start to believe it when you're in that type of relationship. And don't make their assumptions about you your reality. If you're with somebody that talks to you like you're small, that's how they see you. And you're with the wrong person. Okay, so the next one is, does he inspire you to be a better person? This one is one I'm sure we've heard a million times, and it's a hard one to really look at because, like, yeah, he could inspire me to be a better girlfriend, but that doesn't really mean he's trying to inspire you to be a better person at your core. And what I mean by this is, when you look at the things he does in life, when you look at the way he talks to the server, does that make you think you should be nicer to the server as well? Or is he an asshole? When he talks about your friends, when you talk to him about like your friendships, like issues that you have with your friendships, does he actually listen to you? Or does he just tell you, oh yeah, does he just agree with you pretty much and say, oh yeah, she sucks? Or does he push back and say, maybe you want to look at this differently, and make you realize that maybe you do want to look at this differently? Does he make you want to grow as a human, or does he make you feel complacent in who you are? That actually goes along with the last one that I said as well, kind of, but it's the truth. Like, I felt so complacent in my past relationships. I felt like, this is my life and I'm good with it. This is fun. I'm happy. And I was miserable, first of all. I can't stress this enough. I'm not lying to you guys. I am the happiest I've ever been in my life. And I owe a big chunk of that, obviously, to you guys, but I owe another big chunk of that to Dominic for helping me realize that I am more than I gave myself credit for. And you guys, there are men out there, there are women out there that will treat you that way. If you're with somebody that doesn't treat you that way, you are with the wrong person. Okay, so the next tip is about your values. Do your values align? I've seen so many couples from like famous couples to couples I know that have split up this past year because, or not even split up. Some of them haven't even split up. They've just bickered the whole year, which makes sense. And these are things that you should be passionate about. But your values politically, your values religiously, your values when it comes to racism, do those align with your partner? And really look at that. And if you don't know the answer to that question, like, it's like, I don't know, you guys. If you are trying to find somebody that you're going to be with long term, like, these are questions you need to ask them. At this point, I mean, obviously with this past year, you probably do know the answer to that question, just because things have been brought about. And I have been extremely blessed that Dominic and I are on the same page when it comes to all of our beliefs in that department. Even if you don't want to ask them, like, flat out, what are your beliefs in this department? Like, especially if you're, like, new into a relationship or something, listen to the things that they say. And I obviously knew the way that Dominic felt about racism and all of that kind of stuff prior to this year, just based on the way that he reacted to other people being racist and the way that he reacted to missteps when it came politically. Like, I knew all of that about him and prior to us going through 2020 together, but it shouldn't take a whole pandemic for you to find out the type of person that your partner is. And you need to establish what type of person that you want to spend the rest of your life living with, and what type of political views you want to have in the future, and what type of religious affiliation you're going to want to be a part of. You don't have to be on the same page for everything, but you have to be open and communicate with them. And that's another one. That's actually another tip is, can you communicate with your partner without them getting crazy and like mad at you for trying to communicate and trying to get on the same page? Can you guys communicate enough to be close to the same page? And if that's a yes, then I think obviously, like, maybe you guys can work through different differences. But that's the biggest thing is, Are you able to communicate with them? Are you able to feel comfortable to communicate with them? This is a person that you are spending all of your time with, you guys, like when you get older, obviously. And once you live with them, like all of your time is spent with them. So you want to make sure that you're able to be yourself. Okay, there's another one. I'm sorry, you guys. I wrote down tips and none of these were in it. But that's one more tip is, can you actually be yourself with this person? Or do you have to conform to what they want you to be, or conform to what you think they want you to be? Because sometimes we think they want something from us, and really they would be happy with us as we are, but we try to conform to what society wants us to be, and we don't realize that our partner will love us no matter what. So will they love you no matter what? Will they allow you to be your true and authentic self? And if the answer is no, they won't love you no matter what, someone else will. Someone else will love you no matter what. And maybe it won't be as hard. And that's the thing, is like, if you're in a relationship where it's really hard, I don't know, I'm speaking just from my experience, but with Dominic, it's never been. And I feel really sad for all of the people all my friends and some of you guys, obviously, that have been through these relationships that are hard. Like, it's a daily struggle being with this person. They should never feel like that. Not with the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. You could be alone and happier. So anyway, you guys, I hope this video made sense. Again, I know I ramble a lot, but if you did like it, please remember to hit that subscribe button. I will be doing more relationship talks and just different tips, and I don't know, I have very little experience, but I do have experiences in toxic relationships, and I also have experience in a healthy relationship as well. So I just thought it would be fun for the Valentine's Day month to bring you guys all of the love in this series. So I will see you guys next time, and please remember to like this video. It really does help my channel, and honestly, I would like to know if you like this kind of video, because I know it's a little bit different than what I was doing last month. So if you do like it, please hit that like button.